Hey, Hip Hop Movie Club listeners. We want to tell you up front that we recorded this special episode before the untimely and tragic death of DJ Twitch, Stephen Boss, a lead character in the Hip Hop Nutcracker. We join the world in mourning him. We wish peace and comfort to his wife, Alison Holker, their children and loved ones, and we celebrate his work in dance and music that brought so much joy to this world. If you or someone you know has a mental illness, is struggling emotionally, or has concerns about their mental health, there are ways to get help. We have a link in our show notes for resources. If you're in a crisis, call or text 988 to speak to a trained crisis counselor. That number is 988. And check in on your friends and family. Now on with the show. Welcome to a bonus episode of Hip Hop Movie Club. As always, here are your HHMCs. Boogie, JB, and Dino Wright. The Hip Hop Nutcracker.
All right, so we just recently watched the Hip Hop Nutcracker, which was a special on Disney Plus streaming service. And I thought it was a unique take on a classic. It really modernized it for the younger generation. Boogie, what were your observations, main observations?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of the Nutcracker in its original form. I love listening to classical music and Tchaikovsky in general. So, and of course, you know, hip hop is in my blood, so it doesn't get much better than merging the two things that I really enjoy. I love classical music and I love hip hop. Perfect blending, because you can have those classical undertones and then you throw some hip hop beats over it, some drums, and you got a nice melody going there. So they modernized some of the dance moves, of course, to culminate with that beat in the urban, the lifestyle and hip hop flavor, but it didn't take away from it at all, because if you've known the Nutcracker story, you can follow exactly what was going on throughout the story. I do like some of the players that were in the movie. Twitch Boss is one of my favorite dancers, period. I loved him in like pretty much anything he does. Fan of the Step Up movies, and he's also was Ellen's co-host on her show. So it's always good to see him and the actual wife, Alison Holker, Boss. See them, the chemistry is already there because they're actually a married couple. So to see the two of them performing together was pretty good, because I watch a lot of their videos. I follow both of them on social media. So, you know, seeing them on the screen was good. Yeah, I mean, Rev Run, you know, doesn't get much better than that. Classic hip hop narrator. His flavor was always there, you know, was brought into the mix, and I just really enjoyed it. I think that this was a good take on it, on a Nutcracker. It could give something for the younger generation to look at. And like I said, for fans of the original format of the Nutcracker, it's a nice merging of the two genres of music, classical and hip hop. So yeah, I'll definitely watch it again. I think I'll add this to my holiday watch list. And coincidentally, I just realized that the Hip Hop Nutcracker is going to be at NJ-PAC.
I was going to mention that to you.
So I was looking online. I'm like, oh my God, it's down here.
Yeah, they're showing something mid-December. You know, well, we're recording this in mid-December, but yeah, there's a couple more showings of a Hip Hop Nutcracker in Newark, New Jersey, at the Performing Arts Center. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Rev Run can still bring the rap. You know, he hit some verses. The set was colorful. There was really sweet breakdancing. It was just a really good time. Drosselmeyer with the magic tricks, turning the toys into real people. That was dope.
Yeah.
And she brought out the mechanical type girl with the blonde hair. She was nice.
Yeah.
The ballet dancer with the crown. She had great ballet skills. And then the dude in the box with the crazy arms, double jointed and whatnot. That was sick.
Yeah, that bone breaking style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was really perfectly suited to that part of the story, to each different style, especially the popping and locking. I was like, whoa, now that's a nice twist. You know, there was a chance that this would come off corny. Like, I was like, okay, I hope this works. And it worked really well. It was really good. And I have seen the Nutcracker a bunch of times, and you know, it's not the greatest story, but it's really a showcase for the dancing, and this I feel like this was a little better, at least somewhat of a story to talk about. Something to follow, like the battle between the Nutcracker and the Mouse King is one thing, but the other part about getting the parents back together was a nice kind of addition to the story, which I enjoyed. It's kind of funny that they're married in real life too.
Yeah, it's a good holiday theme. And I mean, in this day and age where people have shorter attention spans because we're all, connected to our devices and, things like that, I think this is a perfect kind of transition for a younger generation, like we were saying. Yeah, the nut vendor was, the Nutcracker was kind of like another magic trick, and he becomes Maria Clara's love interest. I really like the jazzy music when they dance. I like that. And Ron takes over the nut stand so that the Nutcracker can go pursue his love interest, Maria Clara. And then those magic kicks, I think you probably like that, Boogie, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Drosselmeyer gave him the magic kick so that he could take on the Mouse King and his minions.
Yeah, they're like red glittery sneakers, and they pop. Those were cool.
I enjoyed that as well. It was really fun.
And there was a guy that was dancing kind of with the crutches and stuff, and I didn't know if he I wonder if he had like a prosthetic leg or something, because man, that guy was good and he was flipping and stuff.
No, he's a one-legged dancer. Yeah.
One-legged dancer. Okay.
Yeah, one-legged dancer. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Jean Sok. He was in Cirque du Soleil. He was in the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil, right?
Oh, that's some crazy talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Played the Mouse King.
It's great to see that kind of representation too. I think that was
absolutely
really cool.
Yeah, really cool. Yep. And Drosselmeyer also summoned the spirit of the snow, and those
Jabberwockies now.
Jabberwockies, man, they were tough looking. They looked like stormtroopers.
Yeah, awesome. They did look like the snow troopers.
Yeah.
They're a great crew.
I've been a fan of the Jabberwockies for oh goodness, over a decade.
I know, it's crazy to think how long they've been around.
Yeah, I remember they won America's Best Dance Crew and they won that season.
That was
over a decade ago. That was like a decade and a half probably. Yeah, I dressed as
2008. So, God, 2008. Oh man.
Yeah, I dressed as them on Halloween.
I remember that. Yes.
I've been dying to get out to Vegas to see their show too.
It was a cool. The cinematography was cool. The way they kind of the camera angles and the way they slowed them down and sped them up in the snow scene. It really accentuated their dancing skills.
Did y'all catch who the spirit of snow was?
Mikhail Baryshnikov?
Baryshnikov.
I mean, but whoa, like, oh, they got the goat. Okay.
They said we can't have a Nutcracker without the goat of dancers, man.
Yeah. Oof.
Wow.
Going into this, I knew that he was in it, but I almost forgot about it. And then when he came on the screen, I was like, oh, there he is. Yeah.
I didn't know about it. And I thought, whoa, wait.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That's Baryshnikov.
Yeah. I kept looking at him like, wait a minute, is that? Nah.
Is that Michael Douglas? No.
Yes. I was like, no, wait. And then I got to the credits. I'm like, it was him. Oh my God.
He did kind of resemble Michael Douglas.
That was cool.
I was like, wait a second. Who does this look like? Does it look like Michael Douglas or Al Pacino or someone? I was like,
right. He looks a lot like Michael Douglas. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that. But maybe that just happened in his latter years.
Yeah. But that was cool though. I mean, oof. How about the goat?
And I like the throwback scene where they go back in time. That was neat.
That was really fun. Yeah.
Run sounded like Sugar Hill Gang a little bit in his rap.
Yes.
You caught that?
He definitely tapped into the Sugar Hill Gang for that. Yeah, he definitely did.
And did you catch this too? What I thought there was I said the dance of the reed pipes. The one dude reminded me of a young Turbo, Boogaloo Shrimp.
Yeah.
He resembled him with his moves and the way his appearance. Yeah.
There's a lot of callbacks like that.
That was cool.
I think that was a nice touch to work that in.
Yeah.
So the thing I enjoyed about it most was using hip hop as a lens to tell these classic stories, especially through dance. And so, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. So shout out to them.
But yeah, the choreography was just it was so amazing. Like when you see when the couples were dancing and how they were just like intertwined and like balancing upon each other. That was cool because it's like, dancing like that is very hard because if you're like off by like a couple of inches, somebody can like slip and fall easily. And you're supporting each other's weight and like moving around at the same time. It was like, wow, this is nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it was overall really well done. I didn't know what to expect. Like you said, Dynamite, could have been corny. To me, I was I didn't know what to expect. It started off maybe just a tad slow, but it's a short show. It was like 44 minutes, so easily watchable. Hold your attention, and it gets better and better as it goes.
Yeah, it does.
I like those candy canes in that throwback scene too. The candy canes were good. They're red and white. That guy was good. I was like, wow, he was twirling. I was like, man, that's amazing.
It was overall very colorful, very like a feast for your eyes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the holiday lights. They did countdown at the end because they have to kiss right before midnight. You do that whole thing, and the final dance with the whole ensemble was really, really, really a lot of fun.
Yeah. Then after they do the final ensemble, we get a nice surprise from the original King of Rap, Curtis Blow. It's like, wow. I heard the music coming. I'm like, okay. And he pops out on the screen. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yes, I like that. The breaks is played in the credits. He's coming. These all the breaks. Break it up. That's a classic jam, and it's funny because that's not even really holiday themed, but it worked.
It works, yeah.
It worked. I was expecting Christmas Rapper, but they did that instead.
Yeah, exactly. With Run, he has the rights to Christmas in Hollis, or we posted that on our TikTok recently, and it got a whole bunch of plays, which was really neat. And you're right, Curtis Blow did Christmas Rap, and years before, Run DMC did Christmas in Hollis. So yeah, they could have used either one of those, but they went with the classic breaks by Curtis Blow. Yes, overall this was excellent.
Yeah, and the overall theme of love, spreading love throughout the holidays and finding that common thing that drew you to your significant other and tapping into that when there's a rough patch. I definitely like that part as well, because they met on the dance floor, and then as they were having problems, they weren't sure which way to go, but it went back to how they met. They met by dancing, so just tapping into that, and that goes throughout life. Whatever you're going through, you can always tap back into what drew you to your significant other, and that'll always kind of pull you through a little bit. I definitely like that theme as well.
I felt like we were just dropped into this like, oh, they're having trouble. I was kind of hoping for more about it, but it kind of didn't matter. The point of the story was to get them to get back together, but I was like, why do I care that they're not together? Am I supposed to care? So if I had one gripe, that was the gripe.
Yeah, they didn't give much insight into it.
Yeah. It's a fun Christmas kind of thing, so I wasn't offended that much.
Yeah, it was kind of like, why are they having issues? And it's like, well, she's kind of like turning up her nose at him, or he's being dissed. It's like, okay, well, yeah, it wasn't all that meaningful, but it was a great story.
Like I said, I didn't have much. The original Nutcracker story isn't a gripping tale to me, so I was like, well, it's not like they did anything wrong by that. So.
Yeah, why y'all beefing?
Yeah, I know. What's up with
beef
that?
about?
Yeah, squash this beef.
Squash it.
This is a beef squashing. A beef squasher.
Oh man.
But Boogie, you said something that kind of sparked something. If you've listening to our podcast for quite a while, we did the movie Brown Sugar, which I know is one of your favorites, Boogie, and that's kind of like they met over hip hop when they were children, and they went their separate ways, and that was the bond that tied them. So it kind of reminds me of, okay, let's get back to our roots, where the dancing and the hip hop, and this kind of comes full circle here. And also, I mean, you should see how the evolution of dance and hip hop, like you said, Dynamite, as a form of expression for these stories, bringing it to a younger generation. As I always go back to Hamilton, how that was such a smash and continues to be, because it's talking about, American history through hip hop. And I just think it's an effective way to communicate and get the younger generation interested. You're going to see more and more of that. I saw something online, an advertisement for like a Shakespeare interpretation through hip hop. They're kind of piggybacking on the success of Hamilton. You said Hip Hop Nutcracker has various versions and instances going on in theaters around the country. So more and more people are utilizing hip hop as a medium. And it's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so I'm hoping that this becomes an annual staple around the holiday season that we can watch. Hopefully Disney Plus keeps it on, or maybe it gets put on the network TV. Since Disney owns ABC, they should throw it out there eventually.
Yeah. Have you guys seen anything about if this was going to show up in other places?
Have not yet.
Unseen, but for 45 minutes, that's perfect for a 1 hour TV special. So
Absolutely.
So I imagine it should be in your local ABC station.
Yeah. It's about time we got one of these shorter shows like that, because as much as I love Peanuts Gang, I gotta get tired of watching that every Thanksgiving and every Christmas and the Great Pumpkin and stuff like that. I'm like,
I've seen it so many times.
And as we advance more with the high def and the 4K, and I was like, I don't want to really watch this anymore.
You're tired of the Peanuts dance?
Yeah.
Where everybody's doing their own thing.
That's my favorite parts.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this was dope.
Yes. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Go watch it.
You'll thank us later.
Enjoy it with your friends and family.
That's right.
The little ones will definitely enjoy it. It's colorful. It's bright. It's full of energy. They can dance along with it.
Yes.
Pick up some moves.
Yes.
Yeah. Learn about Rev Run and Curtis Blow.
The old heads can groove to it.
Mm-hmm. It's fun for the whole family.
It really is.
Hip Hop Movie Club is produced by your HHMCs, JB, Boogie, and Dino Wright. Theme music by Boogie. Check us out on TikTok and Instagram at Hip Hop Movie Club. Shout out to you listeners. Thanks for tuning in.